If you follow our show any at all, you know that veterans are important to me, and it's important to our country. So today we've got a true veteran, a combat veteran with us today. He's a businessman, a family man, and just an all-around good guy, and a man that I've gotten a lot of wisdom from, and I have a tremendous amount of respect. Arnold Johnson is our guest today. Arnold, thank you so much for joining us today.
Autry, it's my pleasure to be here.
I have looked forward to this.
Well, ever since you called me about it, I've been waiting on the call to tell me when and where.
You know, when we first started talking about this show, you were honestly, and God knows the truth of this, the first man that came to my mind, because I did want to highlight veterans, and we're both Marines.
Yeah,
yes,
and we'll be till the day we die.
Amen. That's right. The truth. That's true. We love all veterans, but
amen.
But Marines are special. We think we're a little tougher. How about that?
Well, we think we on the elite side.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's right. Once a Marine, always a Marine.
Amen.
Amen. But I just want to start right at the beginning. So, kind of tell me where you from and kind of about growing up.
Well, I grew up in Conway all my life, went through school in Conway, and other than my education, the one thing that my teachers and adults taught me was that freedom ain't free.
Amen.
And my family on the men's side had all been in the military, and of course when I was growing up and going up teenager, the draft was in effect, and I just knew it was a matter of time before my number was going to be called. And when I got out of high school,
what year was that, Mr. Arnold?
1969.
1969.
I didn't think that my mom and daddy had the money to send me to college, plus I didn't want to go to college. I had enough of schooling, I thought. So I, 2 weeks after graduation, joined to go in the Marine Corps for a 3-year stint.
Wow. So you weren't drafted, you volunteered?
Yeah. No, I was not drafted. I beat them to the punch.
You knew it was a good possibility it was coming?
Yeah, probably 99%.
Yeah.
So.
Mr. Arnold, tell me about during that time, you know, what was it like? Even your classmates, I mean, you knew you beat them to the punch, but was that something that y'all talked about in high school coming out, that, hey, I could get drafted? I mean, what was the mindset of a young man that day? Well,
the mindset was I was going to get drafted from all of my peers, and some of them looked for ways not to get drafted, or took avenues to prolong the draft if they were drafted.
Yeah.
And some of them, the parents that had, I'm going to use the term money, helped expedite those.
So that was a real thing?
Yeah, that was a real thing, especially back then with Vietnam going on. And I will say this, I've had 3 of my high school peers that graduated when I did, that had told me later in life that that was really the only regret they had getting out of going in the military. Whether they went to Vietnam or not, that was a regret that they had of themselves, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So you volunteered for the Marine Corps. What pushed you towards the Marine Corps?
Well, we got 3 or 4 other branches, and I just felt like the Marine Corps was the top of the pack, or, you know, the elite.
That's right.
And I got to thinking that, you know, everybody that went in the Marine Corps served. None of them die going through the training, so I ought to be able to make it. So,
yeah, well, that's a good reason.
But I just wanted to be the best.
Be the best. I got you. I love that. All right, let me ask you one more question. How about Vietnam? Did you keep up a lot of what was going on with the big war, the philosophy or whatever? Did you get your mind in that going in? Did you look at that kind of thing? What was going on?
Well, no, I didn't. And you got to remember now, I was
High school.
high school, 18 years old. Now, how many 18-year-olds even today follow politics
Yeah.
or follow what the world events are? I mean, they're more interested in, like I was, having a good time and finding a girl, dating her, and doing things with, the people of your age. I mean, you're not worried about politics or anything, and I couldn't even, back then, have told you why
Yeah.
we were in Vietnam.
Right.
I just felt like it was a duty
Yeah.
of the conflict that was going on to follow my family's footsteps and be a part of it.
Yeah. Well, everybody knows you know that you're married to Miss Linda. Did you know Miss Linda at this point before you went in the Marine Corps?
Me and Miss Linda, as you call her, were boyfriend, girlfriend in high school.
Okay.
We dated in high school. So, yeah, I know her.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Good. Well, what did she say when you volunteered for the Marine Corps?
Well, she didn't particularly like it. And I told her that, I'm going in the Marine Corps for 3 years, and me and you got a good relationship. And if you were to find somebody else while I'm gone, have at it. I was obligating myself for 3 years. I wasn't obligating her.
I got you.
And but anyway, she was there when I got out.
Yeah. Well,
So-
she knew a good man when she saw him.
Well, I don't know about all that, but she was there when I got out, and shortly after I got out, we got married.
Well, that's good. I know I jumped ahead a little bit there.
That's all right.
So tell me about Parris Island.
Well, Parris Island is a place, as you well know, that I personally think every young man should have to go.
It's quite enlightening, ain't it?
Well, it's very enlightening, and simply because if you were a rowdy child or you didn't like being told what to do, they were going to change your mind real quick and teach you what authority was. And they didn't have to say it in so many words. They had a way of explaining it that made you understand without them even having to say it.
Yeah.
So, and you can attest to that.
Yeah. So you remember putting your feet on the yellow footprints.
Oh yeah. I won't never forget putting the feet on the yellow footprints. They that was a time, and as you well know, when you put your feet on them footprints, I don't know when you actually got there, but I got there about, I don't know, 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And it was dark, and as soon as we got on them yellow footprints, and they took us through a little processing area, they sent us straight to the mess hall.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't even had our hair cut yet. And we get in line and get the food on our plate. And back then at Parris Island, they had wooden picnic tables.
Really?
It weren't like a table that seats 6 that you sit down at. It was picnic tables. And they were about 2 foot apart. Well, I picked me out a picnic table. And I sat down, started eating, and I hadn't even got through half of what I'd put on, or they had put on my plate, because you didn't get to fix it yourself. They just throwed it on there for you. And all of a sudden, this drill instructor, one of them same ones that was out there on them yellow lines, getting us straightened out and all, he jumped right in the middle of that table that I was sitting at. And he started kicking the metal stainless steel trays
Right.
and didn't care where they went. Well, I just picked mine up and kind of stood to the back. I didn't want him kicking my food, away. And then he jumped down on the floor and grabbed about the middle of that table and just picked it up and flipped it over on the guys on the other side. And I thought to myself, well, I ain't sure I'm gonna like this place or not. I didn't say a word because I'd already figured out the best thing for me to do is keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
And not say anything or complain. But that was really got a good introduction to the Marine Corps.
I always said it this way, Mr. Arnold, to be from South Carolina and for Parris Island to be in South Carolina, I never felt so far away from home in my life.
Lord, it was on the other side of the world.
Oh man, that's the truth. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Well, how about it? Did you encounter any sand gnats down there?
Yeah, they, actually that's where all the sand gnats in the world are raised, and then they sent out to the rest of the world. But that place has got sand gnats, and what you didn't do was slap one of them or try to get one off your face or out of your hair or what little bit of hair you did have, or you didn't. They were sacred.
Yeah.
They were like some of them cows over there in some of those countries that cherish them cows.
Yes, sir.
You don't do nothing to them.
So going through boot camp, when you got to the end, did you feel like you had been transformed or changed or learned the Marine Corps way? I mean, it's a...
Yeah, I sure did. I felt energetic and actually felt bulletproof when I left that place. So, well, let me ask you a question. Did you, when you left Parris Island, did you go to Camp Lejeune?
Did, yeah.
Yeah. Stone Bay?
Stone Bay combat training.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that where you went next?
Yeah, I didn't go. I went to Stone Bay, but Stone Bay's got another place right at it called Camp Geiger.
Camp Geiger, yep.
Yeah, and that's where I went.
Yeah, Camp Geiger. So on graduation day, tell me about that, because that's an important day. That's feel like a day of freedom. That's the day you become a Marine. Do you remember anything about that day?
Well, I remember my mama was there, my daddy was there, and Miss Linda.
She was there, so she didn't take a boyfriend there that time.
But it was a good day.
Yeah.
And a relief.
Yeah.
That I was through with that portion. Didn't know what the next was going to bring, but I was through with that.
No.
But I will tell you a little story about 4 or 5 days prior to graduation.
Please.
I had a drill instructor, and he was a tough drill instructor. He was actually the head drill instructor. And I don't have to tell you, because you've been, but that head drill instructor ain't the bad guy. Mm-hmm. The ones under him were the mean ones and the tough ones, and they would get in your face and holler. But anyway, he was doing an inspection, and we all standing at attention there in the barracks, checking our shoes and our belt buckles and all that stuff. And he come up to me and he said, Johnson, I know you glad that you graduating because you're going to get them pair of shoes. Well, I know you didn't have no shoes before you got here, being from South Carolina. He thought all of us were barefooted.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was mumbling all that, mumbling. He was talking out loud right in front of my face. And When he got through, I said, "Sir, I had shoes."
Oh boy.
And a little old smile come on his face. He said, "You had shoes? What do you mean you had shoes?" Them ain't the exact words he used.
Sure, yeah.
And I said, "Sir, I was raised up on a turkey farm." Anyway, you could hear a few of the boys in the background. You weren't looking, but you could hear a little smirk or laughter, or Then he got a big smile on his face, and he just went on to the next guy. But after graduation, he come up to me and told me that he liked what I had told him, that he hadn't never heard that before.
Turkey farm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. So graduated, you get to come back to Conway for a few days before you went to Camp Geiger?
No, I did not.
You did not?
No, we went right straight to Camp Geiger.
Wow. Wow. Well, how much time did you get to spend with your family, Miss Linda, right there? A few hours, half a day, or did you?
Probably half a day.
Oh boy.
But you got to remember, Autry, with the Vietnam conflict going on.
Yeah.
And to remind you, you probably had 12 weeks before you went on to Camp Geiger of training.
Yeah.
See, we only had 10.
Wow.
But they shortened it up
Wow.
due to Vietnam.
I got you.
Is what they done.
So Camp Geiger, that was combat training?
Yeah, that was combat training, and I kind of enjoyed that. It was a whole lot different than Parris Island, as you know, but the worst thing that I experienced there was the gas chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I hope I never have to do that again.
That ain't fun, is it?
And I don't believe I could do it again.
I believe you could.
But that was probably the awfulest thing that I had to go through.
Yeah. It's good for your sinuses, though.
It's real good for your sinuses. I mean, it's awful. 'Cause whenever you get out of there, all I wanted to do was run. I could find some fresh air.
Yeah, I got you. So how long was Camp Geiger combat training? How long were you there roughly?
Oh, it was only about 6, maybe 8 weeks.
Yeah. Did you get any liberty at all during that time? Did you get?
I did when it was over.
When it was over, okay.
It's when I got to come home.
I got you.
Yeah.
How long did you get to come home then?
About a week.
Yeah.
I think it was about a week, maybe. I don't think it was no longer than that.
I bet you was glad to see Conway, weren't you?
I sure was glad to see Conway.
What'd you eat when you get back? What did you want to eat?
I wanted me a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Back home at the hamburger joint.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Did you have orders to Vietnam then, or did you know where you were going or what was next?
Yeah, I knew whenever we got through, we all knew where we were going and what we were going to be doing. I was actually scheduled to go to Guantanamo Bay.
Okay. I got you.
When I got through at Camp Geiger.
You were going to be stationed there for a while?
Yeah. They had a rotation of duty. The Guantanamo Bay, kind of like they had the Vietnam.
Yeah.
But I didn't go there.
I got you. So, what was your MOS? Were you infantry?
I was, infantry 0311.
03. You was in the thick of it.
Yeah, a regular what they call grunt.
Grunt. Yeah. Every Marine's a rifleman, but y'all always about riflemen and the shooting.
Right.
So you did go to Guantanamo Bay.
No, I did not.
Okay. So you were supposed to go, but didn't go.
Yeah, it was the second week in January, or maybe the first, and the first sergeant come out at, we were supposed to be in formation at 7 o'clock. And he come out there, he always come out there to tell what was going to happen that day, what we were going to be doing. Anyway, the first thing he said was, the next 25 so-and-so names that I call out will be in the Republic of South so-and-so Vietnam within the next 96 so-and-so hours.
Wow.
And I'm standing there, and it's cold, and I was actually number 17 on the list because I was counting them down. I was hoping to get to 26.
Yeah.
They kind of got me there, and Autry, that was at 7, and at 12 o'clock we was on a plane out of Cherry Point headed to California.
Yeah, wow. All right, what was, when you were on that plane, quickly finding out, no Guantanamo Bay, going straight to Vietnam, on that plane, what was Arnold Johnson's feelings at that point? I mean, what was you thinking, buddy?
Well, all I'm thinking is, Vietnam's a long way. I'm just wondering how long is it going to take me to get there?
I got you.
And when that plane set down in California, they had give one of the guys, the 25, a manila envelope with orders, that kind of stuff, and he gave them to a captain that met us when we got off the airplane. And his words was to that captain that we're supposed to go right on to Vietnam. That captain looked at him, he said, I don't care what your orders say, nobody goes to Vietnam without 2 weeks of intensive jungle training. So I got to stay at Camp Pendleton for 2 more weeks before we went out. And I'll have to sit here and tell you that that was probably, not that all the other training I'd had weren't good, and maybe it was me that I was more in tune to wanting to learn what they were wanting to teach because of where I knew my next destination was going to be.
You was about to be in the thick of it.
But that was 2 weeks of good, I'm going to use the term training, and what they, well, I ain't going to say they specialized on it, but the most that I got out of it was booby traps. For whatever reason, that's what I remember about that training.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it was, I'm going to use the term detecting and knowing what to look for that would tell you there's a booby trap here somewhere. But that training was, the Marine Corps done a good job on that.
See, it prepared you for what you were going to be doing there.
Right.
I got you. Wow. Good deal. So were you with your unit then that you were going to be with? I got you.
I was with 25 guys that was in the same unit I was in that was supposed to go to Guantanamo Bay. Now, did I know any of them?
Yeah.
I might have known 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But as far as knowing the rest of them, I didn't. And the only reason I knew them is because one of them either slept on the top bunk when I was on the bottom, or I might have been on the top when he slept on the bottom, and one's to the left or right.
Did you get any liberty at all after jungle training before y'all got back on a plane to go over?
No.
No.
No. I'm in California. I mean, who's I gonna go see anyway?
Where was the jungle training at in California? Was it
Right there at Camp Pendleton.
Camp Pendleton? Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
Where it
Did
was at.
Do you like California? Just being there, that little bit you saw, the weather, or it was just training?
I'll tell you what I did like.
Yeah.
The answer to that's yes, but I did like going to Tijuana that one time.
Okay, all right. Hey, that will be on YouTube. We'll hear that episode later.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Well, that's good. That's good. Wow. You know, we're running out of time, and we're going when we pick up in the next episode, we're going to talk about once you get to Vietnam. But something you just said, I think is important, and you can elaborate on a little bit. Is you don't know anybody, but you Marines, and you're there the same thing, but you make fast friends, right? Because you got the same purpose. And
That's right.
tell me about that. I mean, it's just like you said, we're Americans, and we can gel around that, and how you become friends. You got any thoughts on that? Just not knowing nobody and meeting somebody, and
Well, it's kind of hard. By then I had turned 19.
right?
So, you know, I still ain't 20.
Yep.
But being 20 ain't like a man that's 30.
Yeah.
Still don't know and don't care why I'm going to Vietnam.
Right.
I just know that I'm going. But the friends that I met during that short period of time were, you get close with them.
Yeah.
And I'd already learned enough to know that you got to trust the people that's around you.
Mm-hmm.
And they got to trust you. It ain't just you trusting them, but you got to let them know that, hey, I got you back.
Yeah.
You know, so it was a good experience to meet those guys. And don't ask me what their names are.
Oh yeah. And I think that's the importance of boot camp and training your Marines. I mean, you know, you train the same, you got the same mindset in training and going from there. So anyway, all right. Well, we're kind of wrapping this up, Mr. Arnold. When we come back, we're gonna talk about going on over there and kind of some experiences over there. But I knew this would be fascinating. We could talk a whole day.
Well, probably so.
Probably so.
Yeah,
so that's
probably
good.
so.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, folks, as we wrap this episode up here, come back and we're going to dig a little deeper in Mr. Arnold Johnson's service over in Vietnam.
And I weren't throwing at him, but I throwed that K-bar about that far to the left of where he was at. And that K-bar stuck right inside of that helicopter. And I won't never forget the handle on it was doing this number after it stuck in there. And anyway, then I seen them lips moving on that helicopter, on that board. The helicopter sit right back down. And we put Buck on it.